This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. So, I think we start with Tenacious Underdog. It is quite strong. You know, just being able to blitz over and over again with it and draw cards, and it's a very real body, and it's a 2-mana 3/2 is good. I do like Voice of the Vermin a fair bit, as well as Rooftop Nuisance and Grizzly Sigil, sort of a notch below that. But the Underdog's better, you know. While Brokers is definitely, you know, ending up in green, white, or blue, white, and then splashing the third color is definitely the best deck in the format, like, most consistently. You know, I think that, like, black, red especially can be a pretty formidable deck, too. And, you know, the Underdog's just good, so. Alright, so I do like Plasma Jockey. You know, if you end up in, like, really blitzy decks can actually really overpower the blue-white, like, tempo decks, because you just keep throwing bodies at them that they don't have as much time to interact with, and they give you value, like, by blitzing them. But, yeah. I could take Murder, but I think we'd probably end up just taking Jewel Thief here. Yeah, I mean, it's really good. So, I think we take it. Gives us some nice fixing. You know, green-black isn't exactly where you want to be. But, you know, I think it's okay to take here. Is it that much better than Murder, is the question. I think it is. Okay, so decent black 2-drop and Corrupt Court Official. I do like Rooftop Nuisance and Expendable Lackey, reasonable amounts. Hold for Ransom as well. But I like the Court Official a fair bit. It's a nice 2-drop, pairs well with sacrifice effects and stuff. I think it's comparable, really, to those two. Okay. Interesting. So, like, the Adjudicators are definitely the best card here, and I may just take it. You know, we've taken 2 black cards, but if Brokers is open and we're going to get past, like, good Brokers cards, like, I'm going to play Brokers. Even with these 2 good black 2-drops, like, I would switch things up. I could take the Bandits, but these guys are so... I mean, they're okay, but they're slow enough that I don't love them. I mean, we could definitely end up in either of these decks. This one is just so much better. Like, the tempo play of playing it is just so good. But these do align better with what we've taken so far, and I guess maybe I should keep that in mind. Yeah, alright. We're going to take the Bandit. See what happens. Alright, of course we get past a Rafine's Informant and a Celestial Regulator right after that. So these are both here pretty late. I think we grabbed the Informant. You know, I like Rogue's Gallery, not as much as I did at the beginning of the format. You know, if you're in a control deck, it is a pretty good way to grind out a win. But I think more assertive decks are just better in the format, and Rafine's Informant is part of that kind of deck. So I think that is just what we take here, and we'll see what happens. This costs double black to blitz. Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, it would be very splashable if it didn't. Okay, so... not a very exciting pack overall. Bunch of medium stuff. Speakeasy Server, Celebrity Fencer, and Revel Ruiner, all fine. I think I like the Server a little more than the Fencer overall, so I think I'm going to take it here. The Fencer, you know, did just do really well for us, but we also had, like, a card that made 1,000,000 bodies, so... Alright, so, you know, Civic Gardener is a very playable 2-drop, and it's made it this far. Probably just take it. Even if we end up in Riveteers, we'll play it, so that's fine with me. Got a couple of white cards. I do think, by the way, that the Regulator is, like, a better card overall. And, like, if I had a pack one, pick one, where the two best cards were an Informant and a Regulator, which isn't impossible, I think I would actually take the Regulator just because I think it's better. But given where we were in the draft, I think we were at a point where taking the Informant made more sense. All right, Deal Gone Bad's okay. Quick Draw Dagger is too. I'd probably just grab another Civic Gardener, though. We're seeing decent black stuff, but not such good black stuff that I'm like, yeah, let's jam all the black cards. Okay, so Dig Up the Body's not bad, but I think Dapper Shieldmate is comparable. You know, the shield counter creatures have all been quite good. It sort of feels like we're backtracking into a green-white deck, which I'm fine with. We'll take a Social Climber here. It's fine. We're not going to make enough multicolored things. I think we'd rather have Warm Welcome. Boon of Safety, you know, you usually want a couple of tricks in these packs. I mean, in these decks, but it's not really the one I'm after. I'll even take an Initiate over it. Alright. Crocodile. So yeah, right now, feels like we're moving towards green-white. And we have a pretty good, I mean, we had a pretty good pack. You know, the Underdog is definitely more powerful than anything else we have, but the collection of other cards we have are pretty darn good. And, you know, we just kept getting given those green-white cards, so right now, this could be where we are. We need to keep in mind, we do have two very good... We get a Boon of Safety anyway. We do have two very good black cards. And that could come up. Okay, well, here's Lagrella. She's great. We already have a little bit of fixing because of Jewel Thief. We definitely take Lagrella here, and looks like we're sort of ending up in Brokers. It's been open enough that I think we go for it. Wouldn't mind getting this Nuisance back or Revelation of Power, but we definitely take Lagrella. Okay, so we've got Inspiring Overseer, and I think that is what we take. I do like Groundbreaker a lot, but Overseer is just ridiculous for a common. I think it's just better than the Groundbreaker is, as good as Groundbreaker is, and I'd love to get one of these. Also wouldn't mind the Strong Arm Wheeling, but yeah, we take, you know, always being a 2-for-1's a big deal. And yeah, you know, if you have a lot of citizens, especially as we just saw in our last draft, the Shovel is really good, but you know, it's not that great. We have 4 citizens, so Angelic Observer's interesting. We've also got a Backup Agent and a Voice of the Vermin and a Psychic Pickpocket. And a Botanical Plaza. I think, you know, if I had more blue fixing already and was confident I'd end up with more, I think I would take the Pickpocket, but I think we take the Voice. It's just been very good. It goes well with a lot of creatures in the format. I do like Backup Agent a lot, but I think Voice of the Vermin is just better. Ooh, Disciplined Duelist? Yes, please. Would love another Jewel Thief, but Disciplined Duelist is amazing, so... Wow. All right, so we take Illuminator Virtuoso here. It's a great 2-drop. Makes, you know, you already play tricks in this deck, and it makes them better. So we definitely take it. And it's already good, even if you never do any trick things. So I think we made the right choice. I mean, I'm sure there are some people watching this who are like, look at him just forcing Brokers after our first pick, Tenacious Underdog. And I don't really think I did force it. I think we just saw really good, like, that late Jewel Thief and the late... Informant, I think, both told us that people in this draft aren't that into Brokers for whatever reason. Look at this pack. I mean, Skycrier, Socialite, Entourage, and Initiate are all really good cards. Well, they're not all really good, but they're all very playable. I think we grab the Entourage. I mean, we are in need of some cheaper cards, and we need to grab a couple of these sorts of things, but the Entourage is strong enough. We definitely snag it here. We need more fixing, and we need more 2-drops, and then I think this deck will round out quite nicely. Wow, okay. So, Fairy Vandal's not a great splash. I said wow like I was excited about it, but in retrospect, with blue not being our base, it's not that exciting. I still think it's what we take, because it's not like any of this other stuff helps us. I don't like Most Wanted, although... You know, it on Illuminator Virtuoso can be hilarious, but, you know, I'd rather have other tricks. We'll take the Vandal. I mean, I guess there could be a world where we end up deeper in blue than in white. I don't know about that, though. Okay. So I like the nuisance. The briefcase gives us some fixing that we do need pretty badly. It's also a 2-drop, and we need that pretty badly. Yeah, I think we take a briefcase here over nuisance, which is not normally where I would go, but given what we needed, I think that's what we do there. Yeah, I mean, Buy Your Silence is fine, but I think Social Climber is also fine, but more fine. I think it's better than Buy Your Silence, in other words, even though it's not great. Aha! The Groundbreaker came back. We do take it over the nuisance for sure. We have a bunch of citizens. Groundbreaker is insane on the Duelist and on Virtuoso. And we get some fixing here too on the wheel. That is, things are going well. All right, we'll grab a Warm Welcome. I don't play those unless I'm not doing well for the most part, but you know, I guess if we don't pick up some 2s, I mean, it's a 3, but yeah. I think a Scrivener. We are gaining a lot of life. I mean, I don't think we're going to splash black, but it could happen. Corpse Explosion is pretty sweet, but not where we're headed. So we've got another Psychic Pickpocket. I say another because there was another one we could have taken. We've also got an Adjudicators. I really wish I'd taken that first Adjudicators when we took this Mass Bandit. But, you know, what are you going to do? This gives us fixing in addition to being a nice tempo play. This is mostly a nice tempo play, and it's in a color that we're the most shallow on. So I honestly think we take the Adjudicators. I want them both, but we need fixing to play these 2 very powerful blue cards, and we don't have that much. So I think the Adjudicators fills that slot nicely. All right, pretty happy with the Crowbar. It also goes well with our double strikers. And it's a 2-drop. Too late to grab your first Throng over a really good 2-drop like the Crowbar. Wouldn't mind a Broker's Hideout, but... So, you know, in our last deck, we had, like, basically all the Citizen payoffs. I don't think we're going to get there this time, but deck still looks pretty good. Prize Fight's okay. Civic Gardener's okay, but I'd probably just take Skybridge Towers over both of them. Yeah, I mean, neither of them is amazing, especially when we already have 2 Gardeners and not like a million Citizen payoffs. Probably don't play Warm Welcome. We could use a bomb to really glue things together. Well, all right, it's not a bomb, but I was saying we don't have all the Citizen payoffs, but we just got past a Civil Servant, which is nice. I think it rounds out our 2-drops nicely. Again, I wouldn't mind a Broker's Hideout. I wouldn't mind a Strong Arm either, but Civil Servant is nice. Yeah, it's weird to see Brokers this open when everybody knows, but maybe people are reacting to past drafts where everyone was trying to take Brokers and all the decks turned out crappy. Man, we need more tricks. Boon of Safety is not really the one I want to play. I would like the 1 green mana trick or the 1 generic and 1 white mana trick. Obviously, the Libation would be incredible. But we definitely need more tricks in a world of Duelists and Virtuosos. I would play Boon of Safety for sure in this deck. I just hope we get an upgrade, I guess. Oh, there's another Virtuoso. Also an Angelic Observer. We do have a lot of Citizens. But I think the Virtuoso is just better, frankly. Now, if we end up getting 0 more tricks, it probably isn't better. But I think we'll end up with at least 1 more. Oh, plus we have 2 pieces of equipment. Even without other tricks, they're still pretty good, actually. All right, I mean, I guess we're going to take another Boon of Safety. I guess. Maybe I'm just not going to get other tricks. But I'll probably be okay. Well, we do get another Adjudicator. I think we take that over like a Shieldmate or Take to the Streets. I haven't been that impressed with this. You know, it's not bad, and I would definitely... If this Adjudicators wasn't here, I'd probably take it. But it is. So, I'd rather just have the Adjudicators, which is a far more flexible card. Okay. Look at this pack. We've got another Adjudicators, but there's also a Refuse to Yield, which I think is definitely an upgrade over one of our boons. It's not the trick that I really want. The one I really want is the one that can give lifelink and flying. And there is another Adjudicators, but I think we're doing okay, and I think we need to grab another trick. Yeah, okay, we'll grab another Gardener. So, I probably don't play either boon, and I just play the one trick and then the equipment to really help us out with our double strikers. Broker's Hideout is nice. Alright, Prize Fight's not bad. Okay. We got all the brokers fixing we could ever want, which is interesting. I probably end up not needing this briefcase now. We'll take the rare because of gems, actually. Okay. Deck turned out pretty good in the end, I think. It is tempting to slam more Boons of Safety into this deck when we have two Virtuosos. I don't think we end up needing the Initiate in this particular deck. So, yeah. May not need the briefcase anymore. Do I like it more than the Gardener? I mean, maybe. I mean, we just don't need the fixing from this. You know, it's a 2-mana 1/1 that makes a treasure token effectively, and that's fine. It does ramp us, like, you know, lets us play these things on turn 3. It will consistently allow us to play these on turn 3. Is Prize Fight good in our deck? I mean, it seems okay. Our creatures aren't massive. I think maybe we cut the Prize Fight. I mean, we don't have a ton of removal. I guess we don't have, like, any, do we? Other than Prize Fight in this deck. I mean, we're counting on making things unable to block and you know... Well, Lagrella's removal. Gosh, maybe I have to run... I think I have to run Prize Fight a little bit to kill some smaller creatures. Then we'll cut a Gardener. I think that's fine. Yeah, Social Climber, you know, you probably have a good point there. It did just do well for us, but we had a very specific deck. All right, this looks pretty good overall. Don't necessarily think it's as good as our last deck was, but I think it's pretty good. Okay, I actually think we only need one island in this deck. Yeah. And... we go to 6 planes. So, you know, we have plenty of sources of everything. Yeah, I think that's right. Glad you liked the saltiness video, Aggro Buns. There's a lot of salty people in the comments talking about the shuffler. The irony. So, see how high we can get in Mythic. I think we're in the top 1,200 still right now. Let's hope we don't drop out of it. I could be wrong. I guess I'll see in a second, won't I? No, we're 1321. I guess we lost our last game and finished 6-3 in the last one. We're not going first, which is always a bummer. So... nice. Turn 2 Rafine's Informant always feels pretty good. It's funny today, I've ended up in green-white so much because I think blue-white is what I like the best. Decent chance they have Make Disappear here. But I think that's fine if they want to hit our informant. I could play the briefcase, but I don't think so. I actually think we discard the briefcase. We're not in need of the ramp or any of that in this particular hand. We have all our colors, so we'll just throw it away. I guess it could have allowed me to go briefcase crowbar the next turn, which isn't bad. Hey. Speaking of blue-white. Okay. So this is 2 to equip, right? Yes. So I think we just attack and then play the crowbar. If they want to trade, that's fine. So many tricks in this format. Yeah, it's hard to block when your opponent has mana up. So yeah. It's always nice having a main deck way that's perfectly playable to destroy artifacts and enchantments. It's always a good time. Good chance they have a trick here, and it might be one of the ones that you don't really trade for. For that reason, I don't really want to move the crowbar over here and then attack with it, and then they use a trick and just blow us out. And that could very easily happen. It's not like a far-fetched thing in this format. So, I think we just attack with it as a 3-2. If they have a trick, we take much less of a tempo hit here. Alright. Maybe they didn't have one, but I still like the route that we took. I think we play the voice here. That'll make this crowbar token into a 5/5 when it attacks next turn. That's pretty good. Make disappear. Disdainful stroke. Disdainful stroke. We didn't have any card to play that we could play around the stroke, so I can live with it. Excuse the tornado siren. It's a test. It's only a test. I don't usually stream this late, but on Saturdays at noon in Oklahoma, they always test the tornado siren. Very Oklahoma. Okay. I guess we're going to play this, because we could draw a card at some point. I think we just play Speakeasy Server here. Like, next turn, yeah. We'll just play the Speakeasy Server. Does it get countered also? Yeah. That's no fun. Format where counter magic is good. You know, you wouldn't think that would be true about a format that's this fast, but because so many cards have entered the battlefield abilities, because Blitz exists, Make Disappear is better. Especially Make Disappear is way better in this format than normal. Same is true for the Stroke. I don't think it's to the same degree exactly. I can actually blow up this Paragon at some point, so that's nice. I do think we just attack into it here. Alright, so then we're going to play our Shield Mate. I kind of think I'm going to leave the Crowbar here. Because I may use it to destroy the Paragon. But this can also attack into a Glamorous Outlaw if I move it now, and then if I draw something else I want to play, yeah, I think we'll move it. I could still destroy it, but I wouldn't be able to attack with my Shield Mate next turn and destroy the Paragon. Is the problem. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I think we crack this. See if we hit one of our 2-drops. We do not, but we do draw a pretty real card. Alright. So Yeah. I think we attack with our shield mate here. Drop them to 9 feels pretty good. I'm going to play Adjudicators next turn. And probably make this unable to block. I think we go ahead and move this here. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually play the Adjudicators and move it again if I want to, so I think that's fine. It is a different deck. We finished 6-3 with the other one, got to Mythic. This is our first game with this one. I guess I can't hit their 6th land right now, which is fine by me. I was kind of hoping they'd pump a bunch of mana into their Paragon. Well, that's annoying. Hello, Virtuoso. Okay. Well, I think we play our Adjudicators here. Make Quasar unable to attack or block, because then that lets us attack with both of these. Yep. Makes sense. Get rid of that shield. I think we play Virtuoso here rather than move the Crowbar. Though they could have another counterspell, but to hell with it. I'm hoping they forget we can just blow up their Paragon with our Crowbar, and yeah. So they are finally going to play this thing, which is obnoxious. I mean, I would assume they're going to play it anyway. Or maybe not. That's not concerning at all. Drawing Lagrella here is really good. Huh. I mean, you usually want to target your own thing, too. Because... yeah, I mean, it enables... it makes it so that if they do remove Lagrella, you get value back, but it's hard to decide what I want to do that with here. I may just... I mean, they clearly have something. Like, why wouldn't they have played this? You know, they have something. I just have to figure out what it is. I think we move the Crowbar to our... Oh, they need black and red. You're right. Okay, so maybe shouldn't be that concerned. Still, they have 2 cards and 1,000,000 mana, so I don't think I play Lagrella up front here. I think we attack. I mean, maybe their plan is to pump mana into the Paragon? But they can only make it a 4/4, and it still dies to all these things. So, I think I'm okay with that. If that's what they want to do here. Yeah, so they are going to pump the Paragon. Okay. Do I hold on to Lagrella or do I get rid of Quasar? I think we get rid of Quasar here. Should I have tried to play Lagrella first? Probably. Looks like that was probably the better route to take. I don't think we exile anything of ours. We don't have a good target for that. So if this comes down, they're going to have a 5 toughness thing, so we may as well stick it on the Adjudicators. Yeah, they had mana problems in that game, that's for sure, that I kind of overlooked. I just assumed they could cast that thing, and they couldn't. Going 4 colors in this format is rough, just because people will punish you so much for it. I think the best course of action in that game was to, like, kill the Paragon with the whatchamacallit, the crowbar, and play Lagrella and kill Quasar, and then I would have had like an amazing attack. But yeah, with the mana in their hand, it was hard to go that route, I think. Let's hope this doesn't mean they have Zeotora. Alright, good hand. We can play turn 2 Crowbar, turn 3 Duelist, turn 4 Voice. I mean, we do have to hit a 4th land in there, but that's doable. Got all our colors. Looks good. Might go turn 2 Virtuoso now. Though the Crowbar creature can fight better if they play like a 1-2 or a 1-1. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not really what I want to see. Every time I've had somebody play this against me, on turn 3 they play an Angel. They play this on turn 2 and then they play an Angel. It's been rough. So interestingly, with the Virtuoso, I can put a counter on it, but that won't accomplish that much. Unless we get them to block first or something. But I think we play the Crowbar. Please don't play an Angel. Please don't play an Angel. They didn't. How about that? Okay. Well, I'm gonna attack them. So, if they block and use a trick, we definitely use Prize Fight. I mean, it seems like a bad trade, like we're getting 2 for 1, but we're only losing the token. We hold on to the Crowbar. So, yeah. And we even get a treasure so we can play our Virtuoso. That's pretty sweet. Get out of here. They do still keep their equipment too, so it's not a blowout exactly, but it's definitely better for us than it would have been. Yeah, so then we play Virtuoso here. We both hold on to an equipment from our creature who died. Although, for them, it is a whole card, you know. It's a little different. I think we just attack with the Virtuoso. Good chance they have Kill Shot. You don't want to, like, spend your mana up front before they Kill Shot the thing. It just happens so much. So many things can kill it that trying to go all in on it can really hurt you tempo-wise. Right, I do think we play Voice of the Vermin, and it can set up an insane amount of damage with the Virtuoso if they're not careful. Yeah. They might counter it. That's fine. Doesn't look like they do. Alright, warm welcome, huh? Yeah, that's a pretty good card to hit. Freaking darling of the masses. But they're in a pretty awful situation right here. Oh, now they're not. Alright, Lagrella. You did it. Good job. Okay. Ooh. All right. There's the draw you want. I mean, I don't imagine they block, but, you know, we'll see if they will. They don't. So we don't use the trick. I mean, we could, but that, you know. I think we just play Entourage here. We have so many things that buff the Virtuoso that it's pretty sweet. Okay. So, unfortunately, they now sort of have the upper hand because they have 3 mana up. I think maybe I play Civic Gardener and buff this and then attack with it. Yeah, that's probably our best. I mean, I could play the Duelist. It's obviously better, but I can't leave up Refuse to Yield. So, I don't like that part. I think we attack with both. Because if they, like, double block Elegant Entourage with Lagrella and stuff, it just doesn't matter. Alright, so we can get it to be large enough here that it doesn't die. And I think that's what we do, for sure. We don't even have to discard a real card. Yeah, that's what we do. Do we discard a real card? I don't think so. I think these are both too good. So, like, you know, now they're in a world of hurt because it has trample, it's a 4/5. There's not really a good block for them anywhere on the board. Yeah, so they just take it. Ouchies. That does not feel good if you're our opponent. They do get their hearse online here. The Adjudicators does get a lot worse against the hearse because whatever it is that we make unable to attack or block, they can just say, you know, okay, I'm going to crew my thing. And this can become a 4/4 right now. Yeah, it has the cards to become a 4/4. 4/4 does still die to Illuminator Virtuoso that gets buffed by a creature coming into play, though. And I guess we shut down... Who's the biggest problem as an attacker? I guess probably the Darling is the biggest problem all around. Yeah. Alright, so I think we attack with both of these. I don't think we get in there with the Gardener. I mean, we could. Doesn't seem wise, though. They're gonna crew the hearse. It can become a 4/4. Yeah. Yeah, we can't quite do enough to make that worth it. They're probably about to trade the hearse for the Entourage, or the hearse for the... But making them make the trade is big, because this is eventually going to get too big for us to deal with. So I am perfectly fine with it. The fact that they took all that damage last turn is the reason they have to go for the trade. Drop them to 2. So, Duelist, give this Trample next turn is pretty good. Oh, well. Now it's less good. Virtuoso number 2, huh? Well, I can play 2 creatures here and buff this to a 4/4 with Trample. Seems pretty good. And I attack with both. They have to block both of them. They have to block... I mean, I could end up losing the Entourage, which right now, the trample damage is pretty big, but they're going to have to lose 2 significant creatures to take down the Entourage and potentially give us back Voice of the Vermin. I think it's worth it. It's more likely they take down the Entourage, so I'm going to untap the Gardener. If only they hadn't shut down our Adjudicators, that pretty much would have been lethal. We can blow up this dagger at some point, I guess. I'm not super interested in doing it, though. Alright, so we definitely killed Darling of the Masses. We've got 3 significant bodies and a way to buff them. One of their creatures gives us a creature back if they block. I like our chances. I'm trying to decide if they want to move their dagger, I guess. See, it's like if I held on to the trample, it would be easier for me to make lethal happen here, but they'd also have 1 additional creature. That would be a problem. Okay, so this is interesting. Blowing up the dagger is pretty spicy, but I kind of think just suiting up the Virtuoso and swinging with all 3. They have to block all 3 of them, and all their creatures die, and I probably only lose my Virtuoso, so... I think that's just better than getting rid of the dagger is. And then I also get back Voice of the Vermin, so... Shield counter and all. Alright, got there. Maybe we'll get into the triple digits with this deck. Okay, so we definitely grab green with this so we can play turn 2 Civil Servant. We have the Adjudicators if we need blue. So yeah, looks pretty good to me. Hello, Bulba bro. Yep, brokers again. It was very open in this draft. We tried not to be brokers, but it just didn't happen. Hopefully we draw something we can actually do next turn, because just using the adjudicators for the fixing next turn is not a great way to spend turn 2. Looks like that is what we're gonna do. I mean, I think we're okay with trading with both of these. That's what our opponent's gonna want to do here. Good chance they just take it, but it's like not a full trade because they do get a treasure, but it's pretty much a full trade. Yeah. All right. So we end our turn. We'll use our adjudicators to make blue mana here. I haven't been impressed with either card our opponent has in play for the most part. This can be nice sometimes, and they probably do have a bunch of Connive 2 cards that make it better. Did not want to pay the life, which is interesting to me. Like, why not? That means they're worried about losing a race? I don't know. So, decent chance they have counter magic here or some such thing. I could try to play around it by not playing our entourage, but I think we'd probably just play the entourage. I mean, I could play the gardener and turn on lifelink, but I mean, if I play this, they need more than make disappear, it's worth noting. So playing around it here may actually make some sense because I get to gain life back. Yeah, I think playing around it here makes sense because sure, you can make disappear, but you have to give up something on the board. And Disdainful Stroke can't hit this. So I think here it actually makes sense. You know, normally you want to spend as much mana as you can, yada yada. But I don't think we do here. I mean, they have to tap their mana at some point, and we're still pressuring them with what we did anyway, so. They continue to leave their mana up, which is a little bit concerning. Okay. Well. What do I do here? I think trying to play Speakeasy Server is fine. Yeah. Now we know they can hit it with Make Disappear and everything, but, you know. Yeah, they've got one of them. Worth a shot. Is it better here to just attack with both of these? Probably not. Yeah, no, it's not. Oh, I actually can, though. Yeah, because of how this untaps. Do I need to reorder the things? Like we did earlier? I don't think so. Yeah, so it'll untap itself. Guess I should have just attacked first, in retrospect. That would have been a lot better. So now what? Yeah, you take it down. We do not have a great board state, but it's better than theirs. So we have that going for us. Almost looks like they're not going to play anything again. Wow. Weird. Okay. Well, let's attack with this Civic Gardener then. It's going to untap itself. I guess I could have set something up here where I get to... If I played Briefcase in main phase 1... Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. They hit a Strangle and an Island, and they murder our creature. Not literally, or figured, you know, not murder the card, but... Okay, so I think we play Briefcase... Entourage. But we're in trouble now. That's for sure. Evelyn is powerful. That's one reason to play Cutthroat Contender. If you have an Evelyn, it does go up in value. A 1-mana card that effectively draws you 2 cards. Oh, they did it. Oh, good. A Jewel Thief. That's what I was hoping to see. Yeah. Gonna be tough to turn this one around. That's not really gonna do it for us. Alright, so we play Adjudicator. My god. Do you have Make Disappear? I can actually pay for it if it's Make Disappear. I can't if it's Disdainful Stroke. Because there's not an option. Alright, if they do that, it works. But at least they had to do it. Yeah, we're gonna decline. Oh, I didn't get an island. That's probably gonna matter. Oh, that was bad. I guess I have blue in the form of our briefcase, but I should have grabbed more blue. So, obviously, they want me to block, and then they want to use Strangle. I mean, for now, I think we just take it. We have enough life that I can live with it. Yeah, that's not great news. Nor is that. So, they can start griftering all they want. Or I guess grifting. It's probably the verb form of that. Okay. I like the idea of blocking the grifter a little more because they have to use... Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. They can still just strangle it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna block the grifter, though. I can live with it. I mean, I don't love it, but I need to draw a real card here or we're in trouble. But the grifter is gonna give them even more of an advantage, along with Evelyn, that I think if we let it live, we were gonna be in a lot of trouble. Ooh, Evelyn exiled her only island, huh? That's brutal. That explains why I didn't see it. Not a bad draw. Maybe it'll draw us into another real card. It does. How about that? That always feels good. All right. So... no way to play around. Oh, actually there is. Yeah. If they have another Make Disappear, I can pay for it unless they... Yeah. Alright. That was a pretty good turn. We definitely need to hold on to this briefcase for our blue mana. Yeah, you're right that our island is gone somewhere. And this might be it, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is our island. That's funny. Evelyn was extra spicy this game. But we do have a briefcase and 1 or 2 other sources of treasure. Gross. So they're gonna sack it to do something really atrocious. Something that really destroys our soul. I mean, if all they're gonna do is attack, I would be pretty happy, but there's basically no way that that's actually their plan here. Do I double block the shield thief, the jewel thief? I think we do, because even if they have a trick, they just get rid of a shield counter and a token, and I still have the shield mate. So, yeah, I can live with it. They may be about to destroy what's left of our board, but if all they have is Evelyn, I mean, we have a pretty real chance of getting out of this. Yeah. That's not great for us. They don't have anything that alarming to get back, is the good news, but just getting anything right now matters. I mean... Oh, but they're vampires, so it really matters, actually. Shoot. Yeah, that's not good. Land and a little chat. Okay. I'm glad I'm not drawing a land this turn. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, prize fight doesn't do us a whole lot of good here, does it? Can't use it to kill either of these. And my creature would die, so we're just going to pass. Our opponent is really making us suffer here. They're not killing us quickly, that's for sure. Ooh, they got a Virtuoso and a Join the Maestros. Yeah, if you got... That's where... You know, if you have Evelyn and you have Join the Maestros, Cutthroat Contender looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. They have so many amazing options to choose from, they don't know what to do. I think I would go with Join the Maestros if I was them. I mean... They need to pressure me as much as they can. So, they can only do that once a turn, right? So I could, in theory, use prize fight, but I guess they would just use a little chat in response. So we'll just take 2. Man, maybe I should have done it and just lived with the little chat. Although they could have just paid 1 more mana, so it isn't like it's a big deal or anything. They're drawing out a pretty nice game. I mean, their control, the Evelyn engine is in full force here. Alright. I mean, I think we probably kill that Mayhem Patrol because we can. I guess we can wait until we draw, because maybe we draw a bigger creature and we can kill Evelyn. Yeah, not so much. Alright, so yeah, I think we kill Mayhem Patrol while we can. Play our Civic Gardener. This being an instant is gross because they can eventually play it on our turn. I don't know that we have much that's going to save us here at this point. And the only thing we can hope for is that we manage to survive long enough that they run out of cards, but that is very unlikely. I mean, even to do well against these guys, we have to double block them, and we can't really afford to. There's our Eliminator. Okay. Help me, please. You can actually block these things reasonably well. Crushed under the value of Evelyn. You should definitely sack your own thing. Yeah. It's fun to sack your opponent's stuff, but this card is so much better than the 1/1 that, yeah. I mean, they are down to 9 cards. It's not impossible. They did just draw the 2 best cards and the top 4 cards of their library. Okay. Yeah, they're down to 7. They're going to go down to 6 on their draw step. Like I said, not impossible. Definitely our most likely way of winning this game now is somehow them running out of cards. So the good news is, here, I can, in fact, block the Ogre Warrior. Uh-oh. Are they going to kill or bounce or duelist? I think we're pretty much dead if that's what they're going to do here. Doesn't look promising. Yeah. That is one more card they drew, though. Bounce my duelist. That leaves me in a horrible position here. What do I even do? Oh no. Do you have something else still? Yeah, alright, we're dead. Alright. Yeah, they definitely... Evelyn is great. You know, when I've had Evelyn, that's how games go, and when my opponents had Evelyn, that's how it goes too. Our deck doesn't have a ton of removals, so like once Evelyn comes down and then they trigger her more times, it's like, I don't know how we're gonna win this thing. Because we can't get rid of her. So, see how this goes. Alright, this is a very good hand. So turn 2 Civil Servant followed by Civic Gardener. Always pretty good. I don't think we lead with the Virtuoso. Yeah, no. Let's play our Civil Servant. You play your 2-drop. I play a Civic Gardener. Probably to play Shieldmate next turn, too. I could, like, if I draw something blue, I guess I'd probably play Virtuoso and then use the Adjudicator ability, but right now I think just slamming another creature is better. Yeah, Jewel Thief's obnoxious because it is, in fact... Ooh, what are you going to do? Oh, okay. I mean, I don't love it, but it worries me less than what I thought they might do. Do I play 2 creatures now? I don't think so. I think we just play the Shieldmate. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, that's what, you know... You have to have early answers to some of these creatures. Uh-oh. I think we're in trouble again. Here comes the ramp. But you have to have early answers to some of these creatures, and that's what makes Witness Protection better in this format, because, like, if you don't do something about a, one of these cats, it just quickly overwhelms you. I mean, just the amount of life you gain and stuff is a huge problem. Interesting. They only have 1 white mana. I think I'm actually going to block like this. Lose a shield counter. Yeah. They could have the shield counter trick, but people play that a lot less frequently than the others, and they did not have it, so that worked out. So we get to swing for 6 here. That's nice. I guess if I'd played these both in my... Yeah, if I played both of these and then untap the land. I could have used the Adjudicator ability, which might have been nice. But, we are out of gas, pretty much. Like, imagine if they hadn't played Witness Protection, we would have hit them like 3 times with this Civil Servant before they could do anything about it. Oh, I guess they had a Jewel Thief. They probably would have traded it. But that's still obviously worse than what happened. Can we top deck our Trick? Or Equipment? That'd be cool. Blue mana would be pretty good too, really. Alright, they go for 1 Rooftop Nuisance. Makes sense. I mean, we're not actually taking very good advantage of it here, but it does make sense. So, they could have a Trick here. I mean, I think it's worth making them think we have a Trick to maybe not gain 1 life. So I think we just attack. Man, I could have done it again if I did main phase and then... Oh, no. No, yeah, I could have done it again. I mean, I don't think it was that great, but yeah. So, if they have a Trick, their creature's probably dead. So, they must not have one. They must just be chumping because +2/+2 isn't going to save the Crier. Yeah, you want to block a Gardener if you have a Trick. Because then your creature would actually survive. Interesting. So the creature still dies. I mean, that's perfectly okay with us, I think. They do gain back 3, which I don't like that part, but... We also play a Flyer, who doesn't need to be worried about this Topiary Stomper. So, this can attack and block now. Which is no fun. I'll take 4. Alright. I mean, they can set up 1 good block against this board. I think we probably hold off because we want to play our Adjudicators and really get them. I mean, there's a chance they end up playing something here that we really don't want them to. That is more of a problem as a blocker, but I'm hoping they don't, and we can play Adjudicators, make this unable to block, and just swing out. It's a pretty spicy turn, obviously. Turning off its ability to attack for a turn is also a big deal. Okay, that's fine. I think we still make the Connoisseur unable... I mean, the Stomper unable to block. Imagine if I'd actually played that earlier on that turn where I could have. I mean, for one thing, they'd know I have it, I guess. But for another thing... I probably would have gotten in for more damage. So, alright. So I think we play this land and play the Adjudicators. I want to play the land, so if they have Make Disappear, they have to sack a creature for it to work. So, yeah. If it's Disdainful Stroke, and there's a reasonable chance it is. Okay, good news. If it had been Disdainful Stroke, it would have been really, really, really bad. So, swing out. Untapping lands doesn't do us any good. We'll untap the server and a gardener. Another trick would be annoying to take down our server. Yeah. That's a trade. If you don't have a trick. And you don't. Drop you to 5. Okay. They're going to use the draw a card effect here. We don't have blue mana, though. Oh, man. Bounce my adjudicators. There's, like, no way they would ever do that, because the trigger, again, is a massive problem. They don't have a counter, so that's good news. We need our blue mana, and I think all the ways we have to get it... I guess we have a fight spell, and we have our briefcase. Those are 2 ways to get blue mana that are untapped, but I think the other, like, 3, we'll have to wait a whole turn cycle, which is not great. I guess I have another adjudicators, too, actually. So we have a few cards we could draw that could let us play it right away. But not a lot. Oh, we did it! They could have counter magic, but let's hope they don't. So let's play the briefcase. Gives us a little body. Yeah, the island also, of course. I mean, I think it makes the most sense to use on the Stomper. The only thing is, if I get rid of one of these flyers, that's probably a little better, but, like... They can't block the server effectively. But, yeah, I think we play Lagrella here. I mean, we could consider exiling one of our own Civic Gardeners if we're worried about them killing her. And just get rid of a flying blocker. And then attack with Adjudicators and server. That's not bad, honestly. Is it better, though, if I just kill one of them and swing out? Because... then they have to have something in their hand, or they're dead immediately, instead of... I guess that's true no matter how I do this, though. Unless I exile my own thing. Exiling my own thing isn't so good. I think hitting the regulator is better. Yeah, and we'll only hit the regulator. Hitting my own thing, if I thought this game was going to go longer, is definitely better. But, yeah, they have to have something here. Although, I guess they gain back a life or whatever, but... we still swing out here for sure. They kind of have to block the Adjudicators with their Stomper. So the gross thing is, they could do something to Lagrella in response, and then get the regulator back and tap one of our things. That's not so good. It kind of looks like that's what they're gonna do. Okay. Well. Should have killed my own thing. So, do I still attack with my server here? I think so. And I think... the question is whether we want to kill the Crier or the Regulator, because them gaining life isn't great for us, but this 1/1 can't block any of our board effectively. And they do kill our server in the process, of course. Yeah, I think we do it, though. And I think we kill the 2/3. And hope they, like, top deck a land here. Are they gonna get us? Man, it sucks that I didn't exile my own thing, but I think trying to go for lethal was fine. Okay. Libation. Not enough to kill us, but would pretty much win them the game because the Skycrier would gain them like 1,000 life. Well, that pretty much wins them the game too. Okay. It doesn't... Oh, actually it does help. So crowbar. Make another token, which is always nice. Then we move the crowbar here. Yeah, move the crowbar here. Wonder if I can trick them here. I kind of doubt it. But I think I'm going to try. I think we attack with both gardeners and the legitimate business person. Yeah. Zendikar Rising is a pretty good format. They're like, man, that crowbar. That was a good draw, given that they just shut down our business person. Yeah, they have to block, and we get to kill this thing. So they're down to their 1/1, but they do have the ability to draw cards. They go down to their 1/1, and they go to 3, but they can draw a card here. We get to draw a card too, but they get to use theirs first, so. Okay, we drew a good one. Alright, one of them was a land. I don't hate that. That looks like good news to me. Alright, so we're going to swing out here. Untap both gardeners. One of them gets kill-shotted. Are you still dead? No. You can go to 1. Ooh, we get to use this card before they get to use theirs. Yeah, so... I don't think they're going to be able to outdo this. Even if they play Depopulate, obviously Voice of the Vermin survives, so... Yeah. Alright. That game was took a while, but we got there. Yeah, Zendikar Rising's pretty good. I think it's better than this format. Overall. Number 1200 versus number 1214. Yeah, most sets are, in fact, better than this one. This is a good hand. Grab a... It's actually kind of awkward, mana-wise. We're not going to be able to play Civil Servant on turn 2, but I guess we can at least play the Gardener. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we're going first, too, which is always good. I do think we grab a Forest, obviously. We don't have green in our hand, but it also means if we draw Plains, we can play our Civil Servant. We did not. I think it's worth getting the Gardener down here. Maybe we'll hit a Plains and just be able to play the Overseer on turn 3, but... Yeah, that's... Hey, we did it. Yeah, so we definitely attack here. Basically, no way they block. So you got to keep your eye on the Virtuoso. I know our deck is the one with them, but has them too. But you never know what they're going to do with the Virtuoso. I'm mean, I think I block it with Civic Gardener if it attacks us here. And if they use a trick to kill our Civic Gardener, that's fine. They kind of have to. Yeah. I'm less fine with that one, but... Okay. So, I think maybe we're just going to have to try to race this thing and hope they don't have tricks. It's kind of what I feel like I'm looking at right now. And it's a little dangerous. It's a dangerous way to play. But it feels like that might be what we need to do. Because, like, if they make this a 4-4 and then it becomes a 5-5 and then, uh-oh. Well, now we don't have... Okay. Not good. Our hand will be greatly improved if we can hit an untapped land here. And we do. That's pretty lucky. Alright, so we play Adjudicators. And we shut off the Illuminator Virtuoso, yeah. So Adjudicators. We get to play one the next 2 turns. Turn off the Virtuoso. Give this +1/+0 and trample. Attack for 3. We do that again next turn. Yeah, I think we still hit the Virtuoso with the Adjudicators. I probably buffed the other Adjudicators this time. Interesting. Well. Alright, so Adjudicators. I think we definitely shut this off again. And I think we do buff the Adjudicators. Yeah. Attack with both of these. Play our towers. So we can buff both of these next turn to 5/5 Tramplers. The bad news is they can probably block with Illuminator Virtuoso. Oh, that's gross. Even 2 5/5 Tramplers are going to have a bit of a hard time here. Wouldn't hate drawing our fight spell here. It's still going to be pretty good to swing at them with 2 5/5 Tramplers. Ah. Well, we're not doing that this turn, but that's pretty good. So let's play Civil Servant. Make this a 5/5. Play Civic Gardener. Make this a 5/5. And attack with both of them. We did hit Mythic, Husam, it's true. Oh, okay. They're worried about tricks. Makes sense. There's a million tricks in this format. I'm going to be ecstatic if I kill this Virtuoso. And this... I'll kill both of them, as they're currently blocking. They're going to go to 7, and I'll actually take 1 from this, too. Yeah... I don't understand why they're blocking. I guess they have no good way to do 5 to either of them, is what it is. Short of, they have to triple block or they have to block with the Virtuoso. So it just lines up really well for us. Yeah, I think it makes sense to hold on to the Flyers. Does make sense. Drop them to 6, though. We've got a Groundbreaker in our hand. Man, how much life have they gained off of those? 3? That adds up, man. What do you even bounce? Civil Servant, I guess? I don't... There's not a good bounce target for them here, which is rough. Civic Gardener, I guess, is the best because it doesn't... No. Civil Servant probably makes the most sense. Yeah. They do get to draw. So I think I play... They also get to put that on something, huh? Yes. Yes, they do. Interesting. How do I do this? 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't quite play both of these and play the Groundbreaker. I mean, I could in the second main phase. So, let's play the Civil Servant. Make this into a 5/5 Trampler. Play the Groundbreaker. Make this into a 4/3 Trampler. Attack with both of them. No good blocks. They lose stuff and take damage no matter what they do. This elegant entourage has been doing some serious work here. So you're gonna take 6? That doesn't sound fun. But I guess the other option is you lose all your creatures. so I guess going to 1 and holding on to 2 creatures is probably a little better. This Elegant Entourage has effectively been like an enchantment in this game, but the fact that they used a whole card to not shut it down all the way does add up. I mean, all right, you go to 1. I'm going to give both of these trample next turn. So hopefully you don't draw anything. Oh, okay, all right. That is not good. That also isn't good. Wow. I said I hope they don't draw anything, and then they drew... They had a limousine and a crowbar ready to go. We may have gotten them down to 1, but... 6 mana. So, we can make this Servant huge for a 1 swing here. And that's good. Yeah. So, Jewel Thief. It's also another Trampler, which is nice. Can we get in for 1 here? Before they manage to stabilize? I hope the answer is yes. How much toughness do they have? 4, 5. They you know, you can exchange one of those for 4 effectively, which is a problem. They do have to block ugly here, if nothing else, you know, so I guess I can live with that. Ooh, I don't have a citizen. I was thinking this was a citizen. It is not. But they do have to block this thing significantly. They have to throw 5 toughness in front of it one way or another, and that is not easy to do here, so... Alright. Well, we definitely want to get rid of these 2. I can't get rid of the, crowbar, otherwise that's what I would do. So we just get rid of the 2 flyers, let them hold on to their 2/2. Yeah. And they're actually in an awkward situation here where they can't crew this and destroy our Groundbreakers. So yeah, that works pretty well. No citizens to equip it to for the 1 mana from our treasure. So yeah, they can't both crew this and destroy our Groundbreaker, which is good news, I think. It limits the number of things they can do here. Significantly, in fact. Okay, now they can crew it and destroy our Groundbreaker, unfortunately for us. Still kind of tricky. Maybe we'll just draw... I started the stream later today, yes. Oh, I can actually just make Elegant Entourage into a creature and win here. I mean, it is a creature, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Pay the 7 and swing out gets us there, because they can only block 2 things. Now, if they draw Kill Shot or something, we're going to regret it. But that's okay. That's definitely the best route for us to take here. Okay. Hopefully they drew a creature, or a land, or a sorcery, or a vehicle. Anything that's not an instant that can interact with our board is what I hope they drew. Alright. They did. 10:55. That draw when they got that limo and the crowbar was a little bit scary, but luckily they were at low enough life and we had enough tramplers that didn't really matter. Would have been brutal if they drew Kill Shot when I paid for that, but chances were really good they wouldn't draw something that could interact. I mean, there's only so many cards that could stop us from winning there. Seems like usually when it ends up taking this long, they end up finding me an opponent who's not also Mythic. Which is interesting. But I guess the matchmaker has to find somebody for you to play. Was I right? No. Number 40? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Oof. Oh, we have a Jewel Thief. I think that makes this keepable. We have a really good chance at drawing green mana in addition to our Jewel Thief. But, yeah. Hopefully we do. I mean, between Jewel Thief and drawing off of our Overseer, you'd think we'd be okay. In terms of hitting white. Okay. Surprisingly, they didn't play a 2-drop. And they don't have mana up to counter anything. So that's nice. So I could have played the Virtuoso there, but I think using our 1 shot of white mana for our Overseer is probably going to be better. Although, if our opponent is moving this slowly, it really, really tempts me to just play the Groundbreaker and go at them, but I'm still pressuring them significantly if that's not what I do here. And we really need to find more white mana, so... yeah. Let's see, 4, 5... let's attack with both. Play an Inspiring Overseer. Give me more white mana. Okay, that'll work. We have to wait for a little while, but that does work. This format is medium at best, so it's not a great format, is what I would say. I agree with that general consensus. Interesting. Okay, Diabolist has joined the party. Does it rumble? Not so much. So if we draw a land here, we may just slam Adjudicators and attack them. If we don't draw a land here... Oh. Alright, so now we just play Lagrella for sure, yeah. So Lagrella... Hit Diabolist. Do I hit one of my own creatures? I don't think so. I think getting in for all the damage we can here is big, especially with Adjudicators hanging out here, so... Yeah. Ooh. So I can do this and also play the Virtuoso, which is pretty good. I think that's probably what we do. There is a chance they have Hostile Takeover, but I still have other stuff waiting in the wings if it goes sideways like that. Like Hostile Takeover or... Yeah, no, we just got a really nuts draw there. I guess beating number 40 is enough to cut your rank in half, because we went from like 1200 to 7 something. Yeah, they had a very slow draw and we had a really good one. And we were going first. All hard things to overcome. We had a lucky day. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, our decks have been good. Our drafts have gone well. I've played relatively well for me. But there's definitely been a luck component for some of this success today. Clune, my top 5 favorite limited formats ever. Original Ravnica's in there. Like, actually ranking them is hard to do off the top of my head, but Original Ravnica, Triple Khans of Tarkir, Dominaria, after that, I mean, that's sort of the very top tier, I guess, but hey, Tailpaul, glad you liked the salt video. There's lots of salty comments on it, which is funny. What else? Okay. Gonna have to grab green with our Broker's Hideout, but that's fine. We're also going first, which is good news. We do need to find a third land, but we have an okay chance to do it, although awkwardly, Broker's Hideout makes it a little less likely you're gonna find that third land. But, yeah. So, Shadows over Innistrad, when it was just Shadows, before Eldritch Moon came out, was really good. Please give me a land. Well, we don't get a land, but I can live with it. We drew a 2-drop, so can't complain too much. If we get a third land, we're pretty much in business between, like, Jewel Thief, Overseer, everything. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. You know, I think it's Rise of Eldrazi that people love, and that came out when I wasn't playing. And I have drafted it, like, once, but I don't really feel that confident saying it's, like, a great... Why'd you block like that? I mean, pump your creature like that. Now you don't get in any damage. Are they trying to trick me? I don't know. So that one isn't really one, even though I think it probably is, based on what everybody says, but yeah. Still no land, but this is like the best 2 drops we can have, because we can still swing with both, and then we can buff the Civil Servant at the same time. So we untap our Servant, then we tap it. Yeah, they've had enough of that. So we kind of need to hit the 3rd land now, but not hitting it so far has been passable. Obviously, you know, the board state's pretty good here. All right. Yeah, we really need to hit a 4th land, 3rd land, 4th land too, but 3rd land especially. Okay, Rafine's Informant, make it happen. Oof. Well, throw away this Social Climber. Like I said, we've had really good luck today. It may finally be coming back the other way on us. We're still, I think, can get back. I mean, we're ahead on board and ahead on life, but they're able to cast much more powerful spells now. But I do feel like we can probably get back in this if we hit a land drop soon. Yeah, that's not one. And now we had to stop attacking, which is not good. Not where you want to be. Honestly, I still think there's a chance for us to get back in this because of how powerful our hand is. Alright, well, we got our 3rd mana, but we gotta wait a turn for it. Yeah. Look out. We did just crush someone else who had, like, a really, really, like, miserably slow start, so I can't be too, confident. I think we just have to take this. So, Lagrella. Lagrella, kill Echo Inspector. Oh, never mind. Kill Jaxus. And probably exile, like, our own Virtuoso. Okay. Well, do we want to grab a more permanent blue mana with this? I guess so. And we're going to play Lagrella. We got to hit Jaxus, which may mean we're dead. But if we let Jaxus live, then we done. I do think we target our own thing as well. Because at least if they have removal here and they get Jaxus back, we get back a 3/3 double striker, so yeah. This is really the first game today where we just haven't gotten to play Magic, and that is pretty good, given that you don't get to play Magic a lot in this format. And we're still kind of playing Magic, you know, so could be worse. This thing is going to take us down if we're not careful. Corpse Appraiser is sweet. Alright. So... Alright, so we take 3, obviously. Can't stop that 3 damage. We literally have no way to. Probably play Overseer here. The life in the body and the card seems best over, like, a larger body. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. As if things weren't bad enough, huh? I probably shouldn't have played that, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. Do I just want the biggest body now? I kind of think we do. Although, not being able to block this is a problem. But it can't do lethal to us on its own. Alright. Yeah, we're going to play the Entourage. And end our turn. So... do any of these have First Strike? If one of them did, we could have done something silly with Elegant Entourage to buff another thing, but they don't. Alright, so see you later, Dapper Shieldmate. And then I don't know. I almost think Neon Dynasty is in that conversation of best sets. Yeah. I think we're dead, but let's see if we're not. So the good news is they don't have any way to sack this. I can trade for that. I take that 4, but if I take that 4, I'm dead to these devils, so I can't really take that 4. So I think we probably just block it. Does give them back Jaxus, though. Okay, so the better way to block is like this. Chump that. Yeah, chump that. Block here. Block there. And block here. That drops us... Ooh, that's still 5 damage. Yeah, alright, we're dead. There might have been one way to block that we weren't dead, but it was effectively dead either way, so... Mirage block draft. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, limited formats before, like, Ravnica, triple Ravnica, I want to say, weren't really built... the formats weren't built for limited, for the most part. You know, Invasion block draft was really fun. If you like grindy, limited formats, it is one of the best, but the kind of synergy and stuff we expect today just doesn't exist for the most part in any set before original Ravnica. That was like, you know, they had these 2-colored factions, and they really built around them, and I think when they saw how much fun the limited was for people, they were like, wow, we should just do, maybe not go as hard on 2-color factions every set, but have 2-color combinations equal limited archetypes in a way that didn't really exist before. So everything before that is just like playing Magic, which is, you know, sometimes those are fun, you know, just old school limited formats, but yeah. This is slow hand and we're not going first, but I think it's keepable. I don't really love the refuse to yield when I don't have one of our 2-mana 1/1 double strike guys, but... Okay, we have a 2-drop now. Play the briefcase. I mean, I could play Groundbreaker and equip the token this turn. But I think playing the Overseer is probably still the better move. Alright, so we lose one of these forests. Corrupt Court Official does make that line kind of interesting. But yeah, we just still play the Overseer. I don't think we want to trade the Citizen when right now our next turn looks like play Groundbreaker, equip Citizen. Doesn't really seem worth it. Oh yeah, Time Spiral is a fun one. Oh. The overpowered Nightclubber turn. Yeah, that's brutal. Can we rebuild from that? Well, to do it, we're gonna have to draw creatures in a row here. That's not a creature. Yeah, if we're gonna build back from this, we need to draw creatures. Given that both the cards we have in our hand need creatures. Yeah. I do love this deck when it comes together. It's unfortunate today we just drafted 2 Selesnya decks, kind of. But that's where things were. I love just blitzing everything into my opponent's face. Of course, we draw another card that's desperate for our opponent, for us to have something. So the good news is I can crack this turn. The bad news is I'm going to lose my blue mana when I do it. But we kind of have to do it here before we get run over by this deck. I mean, I think maybe we're already too far behind. That's kind of the name of the game in the format. If you end up too far behind, getting back ahead is difficult. And that may well be the case here. Alright, so we're going to crack this land. Okay. 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 I think our best play here, we really have to hope they don't have a way to interact, but our best play here is definitely Civic Gardener. Equip it. End our turn and leave both of these up so that we can get something to happen. I think that's our best bet here. Luckily, you know, if we top deck a blue card after sacking this, we do get a treasure back with Prize Fight. Three revised packs. You know, oh my god. I can kill it, sort of, except I can't because they're going to lower my creature's power. Brutal. Like I said, we had really good luck today, and we are going to finish 5-3 with this deck, which is perfectly fine. They do only have 3 mana values in their graveyard, so maybe we manage to kill the Arbiter before things go sideways here. But it's until their next turn, and that is a problem. It's going to drop the power of our Gardener to 1. So the question here is, do I just use Prize Fight now and kill the Arbiter? And I think the answer is probably yes. I think that's our best bet here. Get out of here. Yes, you can hit me for 5 now, but that sticking around was going to be a massive problem. Okay. So, how much mana do we have? We have 6, 7. So I can play Server and Crowbar. That's probably best. Yeah, so play the Crowbar. All the tricks are playable in this format. This one is kind of the biggest dud of them, but we have 2 of the 1/1 double strike guy. And no other tricks. Although I actually think the shield counter one is worse than this one. Right, we're at 7. Oh. That gets that to a 3/3. And you have Formella. Do you swing out for lethal here, basically? 3, 5, not quite. I go to 1. Yeah. Well, that means we're dead. Yeah, we just don't have enough juice to survive here. All right, like I said, you know, 5-3, not bad. We did drop out of the top 1,200, which is kind of brutal. Like 2 games ago, we were like number 700, so. But yeah, all the tricks are better in this format than they would normally be, basically. Which I've talked about in the Neats and Notes videos, but I'll elaborate on even more when I do my What I Got Wrong video for the format. Had a good day. We made it into Mythic. You know, 2 winning records. Pretty good. Pretty good.